Databomb.
Welcome to Salts. Most people desire a luxurious vacation, and while many keep this as a mere desire, some have discovered it exists. Salts has existed since 2016. Today, it has grown to a well-known establishment. The hotel is known for its many rooms and massive luxurious suites. Until now, Salts has used a pen and paper file system and used Excel spreadsheets to store important information. Recently, there's been a high rise in inconsistent information and business inefficiency, resulting from their current system. Many database errors are present, like a deficiency in data integrity, some data anomalies, and most apparent data inconsistency.
Our company objectives. Salt's mission is to provide the highest quality of comfort and relaxation to our guests. We do this by providing them with the best possible accommodation Mossel Bay has to offer, with our single, double, and luxury suites. This allows our guests to have peace of mind while visiting some of South Africa's most beautiful beaches. Our objectives include providing profitability not only to the hotel but to our fellow investors as well. For our guests to leave satisfied knowing that they were well protected, safe and secure during their stay. To provide efficient and high quality services, ensuring that all administrative and booking services are up to date and operate smoothly, and for all staff to be attentive and friendly when providing to the guests' needs. Our company operation. There are many operations and people that work behind the scenes within a hotel to ensure that all guests feel safe, secure, and comfortable during their stay. There are 5 major departments within a hotel, namely the front desk, the central hub of the hotel. They are responsible for managing all guest reservations and the organization of all rooms. The cleaning department is responsible for cleaning and maintaining all rooms and the upkeep of the hotel. The financial department is responsible for keeping track of all finances relating to the hotel. The security department is responsible for protecting all guests and staff members as well as hotel property. The sales and marketing department is responsible for promoting and branding out the hotel to the world.
The next part is problems and constraints. Let's look at some of the problems. There were one or more files per guest. This led to data redundancy. The departments did not communicate efficiently between one another. Due to this, guests were dissatisfied and there was poor service. Overtime was done manually. This led to inaccurate results of employee payments. The file system did not show all available rooms. This led to available rooms not being occupied by guests. The receipt printout was problematic for guests. The search operation for guests took a long time as it has too many parameters. Let's look at some of the constraints. There are 364 rooms available. This number may not be exceeded. Any room can be reserved by one person. Employees can only work 40 hours a week and 10 hours overtime. Each guest must book into the hotel before they can enter their room. Each guest must have a file. The guest that will be held responsible for the bill will be the guest on the file. Single rooms can only host 2 guests. Double rooms can host up to 4 guests, and suites can only house up to 6 guests.
The required information from the database. A list of the best times for guests to visit the hotel, which is based on past visitations. A list of the most preferred type of rooms for guests to book. A detailed schedule of all the current guests currently visiting. A detailed list of every employee's working hours and shifts for a month. Timely inventory checks on the essentials to ensure that every guest will be satisfied. Detailed list that determines the hotel's average occupied capacity per month. a list of staff reviews to check for improvements, a detailed list of what the current month's financial state was, a list of the rooms that are not occupied, a detailed list of both day visitor guests and overnight guests, along with their activities, which is not mandatory to record for overnight guests.
Before moving on to the ERD design of the hotel, the following are stated for simplifying what actions occur daily. When guests arrive, only the guest that is responsible for the room will be added to the database. Only the accountable guests will be linked to the rooms that have been booked. The number of day visitors will be limited in order to not limit the stayover guests from using the facilities provided by the hotel. For all day activities, the guests that are accountable for the room, only their information will be linked to the activity. Guests are allowed to book multiple activities that might overlap. There are multiple rooms, each with the capacity it can hold, the price per night, and what floor the room is situated on in the hotel. Due to the high number of staff that work at the hotel, Salts take all the staff and breaks them up in different divisions depending on what they do. Each room has an inventory of assorted condiments. This is recorded within the database and what is available and how much is needed for each room.
This is our database's final ERT that was constructed from the logical model. This ERT is the architecture to construct a physical database. We use this ERT as a blueprint to implement the database and to create queries.
The following query will be used to display relevant information about the waged workers. The information includes the staff's name, surname, the division name of which they are part of, along with the hourly wage they received and the overtime wage multiplied with the overtime hours that they have worked. If we execute this query, you can see here that the staff member, which is the name and surname, is displayed along with the division name, the wage they receive, and the overtime wage that they also have received. So this query will be used to display all the rooms that are currently available when a guest wants to make a reservation for a specific room. So some of the information displayed to the hotel users will be room number, floor level, and the room type. If we execute this query, you will see that there are rooms available on floor levels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Also, the room type includes small, medium, and suite. Okay, so in this query we will be looking at the total price for both the room and activity for a guest. So this query will display the guest's name, the guest's phone number, along with the total price of the room that they're staying in and the total price for activity that they are participating in. If we were to execute this query, you will see here that the guest name is made up of the guest name and surname, the phone number of the guest, the total price of the room that the guest is staying in, along with the total price for the activity that a guest is participating in.
This query enables us to view the most popular month for guests to visit the hotel. The query counts the number of guests that stayed at the hotel in each month throughout the years. If we run this query, we can see that June has a total of 3 guests and is the most popular time of the year for guests to visit. This query enables us to view all the staff at the hotel's salary, bonus, and the total salary, which just sums the salary and the bonus.
So in conclusion, Salts, the pride of Mossel Bay, obtained their wonderful database via Databomb. Upon reflection, the following creation process was followed. Phase 1, database initial study. Phase 2, database design. And Phase 3, physical design. In the initial study, a careful analysis of the company situation was made. In other words, what does the company require of Databomb? Furthermore, the problems and constraints were drawn up, and finally the specifications for the database was set. In phase 2, we consulted the business rules to ensure that the database will be helpful to SALTs. This led to the ERD being drawn and the mapping of the logical form. Finally, this led to the data dictionary. The final phase is the creation of the physical database. After the final ERD has been drawn, the database is then created in SQL Developer, then populated, and finally database queries is added so that SALTs can use this database to add to their pride. Thanks for watching.